Hello friends, this is Dr. Abdul Kareem. Now I am going to continue my discussion on Indo-Pak relations. You might be knowing that I made a video few days ago on Indo-Pak relation, and that should be taken as part 1. Those who have not seen the video, please subscribe the channel and you can see that video on Indo-Pak relations. In the first video, which is part 1, I explained what are the issues between India and Pakistan. We identified what are the problems between India and Pakistan. That is part 1. And now the part 2, which is the present video, where I am going to talk about all those wars fought between India and Pakistan between 1947 and 2025. 1947 to 2025, all those wars fought between the two countries are going to be explained, and this information is going to be very useful for both objective and descriptive competitive exams. Here I am going to blend the present developments with the history so that you can have a better understanding of it. So the problem is always seen from historical perspective. And what all you have to do is, if you have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel, and which is a YouTube channel, which is found with the name of MAK. MAK stands for M. Abdul Kareem. It's my name. So you will get the more and more topics of this kind. Fine. I'm going to give you a brief idea about all those wars fought between India and Pakistan between 1947 and 1925. Now let me talk about the first war. The first war was found between the two countries in 1947. And this 1947 war was fought over Kashmiri issues. In the previous video, that is part 1, I explained what exactly the problem of Kashmir between the two countries. Let me not repeat again. You might be knowing, after the bifurcation of India, the British divided India on the basis of religion. The Pakistan was created, and Pakistan was created as an Islamic Republic of Pakistan. And we became the secular Republic of India. We are the secular Republic of India, and Pakistan emerged as Islamic Republic of Pakistan. I told you in the previous video that Pakistan was dreaming for Kashmir, and Maharaja Hari Singh, he gave a death blow to Pakistan by declaring that Kashmir will never be merged into Pakistan. Immediately, it got frustrated. In frustration, the Pakistan sent large number of soldiers to occupy Kashmir. And most of the soldiers entered Kashmir in disguise of tribals. The Pakistan was trying to say this is the attack by the tribals, not by Pakistani. But in fact, the Pakistani soldiers entered in disguise of tribals and occupied half of the Kashmir. Maharaja Hari Singh was not able to meet the challenge coming from Pakistan, because comparatively he was very weak. In this critical situation, he signed the instrument of accession. Signing the instrument of accession in the sense, officially, Kashmir was integrated into Indian Union. Once Kashmir became the part of India, now this is our responsibility to save Kashmir, protect Kashmir. Then our soldiers were airlifted to stop the Pakistani aggression. I tell you, by this time, half of the Kashmir, let us say, this is the Kashmir, half of the Kashmir had been already occupied, and Indian forces fought bravely and they stopped the further advancement. Look at, Indian forces stopped, the Pakistani forces to cross this particular line. But blunder committed by Nehru is declaring ceasefire. That is considered to be a diplomatic failure. Instead of declaring ceasefire, if the war had been continued, if the Pakistanis had been expelled, the entire Kashmir had been merged into India, today we wouldn't have this Kashmiri problem. When half of the Kashmir was under the occupation of Pakistan, ceasefire was declared and matter was reported to United Nations Organization, UNO. We ourselves invited the UN intervention. Then UN General Assembly passed a resolution asking for a plebiscite. Now we are not in a position to conduct the plebiscite. Now situation is, we have half Kashmir under the occupation of Pakistan. We call it as POK. So 1947 war had never been a full-fledged one. What Indian forces have done is they stopped the further advancement of the Pakistani forces and declared ceasefire. So this is actually the issue which is still burning. So anyhow, we have 1947 war. Then the second war was fought in 1965. That was a full-fledged war. Look at 1964, our beloved Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru died. Lal Bahadur Shastri became his successor. Lal Bahadur Shastri became the Prime Minister. After the death of Jawaharlal Nehru continued in the position for about 17 years and died in 1964. When Lal Bahadur Shastri was the Prime Minister, look at, we have a war fought between India and Pakistan. These Pakistanis invaded India from two sides. One attack was from Gujarat. The Pakistani soldiers, they crossed the LOC, the actual line of control, the borders, and they captured Rann of Kutch. The second was from North India. It was Kashmir. Many parts of the Kashmir was occupied. So a double-pronged attack was organized by Kashmir in 1965. Rann of Kutch and Kashmir. The idea of entering into Kashmir was to provoke the people against India and make them to demand the merger of Kashmir into Pakistan. So they wanted to promote the pro-Pakistani groups in Kashmir. Then what was the courage and from where did Pakistan get the courage of attacking a very powerful country like India? Pakistan was very confident after 1962 China war. In 1962, we might be knowing that we had a war with China. Unfortunately, there was complete military failure of India. Even Indian soldiers couldn't offer a proper resistance. The Chinese occupied more than 1 lakh square kilometers territory in Ladakh and Arunachal Pradesh. Even today, those territories are under the control of China. So Pakistan was very confident to see the India's failure in Indo-China war. It was very confident that they could also do that. So by September, I tell you, by September 1965, full-fledged war began, which went for 20 days between India and Pakistan. I tell you one unfortunate event, that when the war was on the pitch, the Gujarat Prime Minister lost his life. You know, the then Gujarat Chief Minister, the then Gujarat Chief Minister. You might be knowing this, Balwant Rai Mehta, a famous man. You might be knowing this, Balwant Rai Mehta, a freedom fighter. 2 times he was a Lok Sabha member. In 1957, a committee was appointed Balwant Rai Mehta as the chairman on Community Development Program. And this is the Balwant Rai Mehta Committee 1957 recommended the 3-tier Panchayat Raj system. You know, we have a 3-tier Panchayat Raj system in India, which is the recommendation of Balwant Rai Mehta Committee. It is on the basis of the Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, we came with 73rd Constitution Amendment Act. By this time, I'm talking about 1965, he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. Very unfortunate that he was traveling in a helicopter when the war was at the peak. And this helicopter was shot down by Pakistani forces. He was traveling with his wife, with his family. So Pakistani forces shot down, and in that attack, he lost his life along with his wife. Very sad that Balwant Rai Mehta, the then Chief Minister of Gujarat, lost his life in the attack, and later Pakistani army apologized it. They said that they thought it was a military helicopter, so they brought it down. In the recent Air India crash in which 270 people died in Ahmedabad, the Air India flight, going to London crashed. And you might be knowing, in this crash, the ex-Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani, he was Chief Minister for 2 times, he died. In the recent crash, Vijay Rupani, the ex-Chief Minister of Gujarat, Balwant Rai Mehta, the then Chief Minister. Fine. The war, 1965 war went for about 20 days and Pakistani forces were defeated. On 10th January 1966, Tashkent Agreement was signed between India and Pakistan. Tashkent Agreement. Tashkent today is a city in Uzbekistan, which is the capital of Uzbekistan, which is a small Central Asian republic. But at that point of time, it was a part of Soviet Union. You might be knowing in 1991, Soviet Union disintegrated into 15 republics. But at that time, Uzbekistan was just a province in USSR. So with the mediation of USSR at Tashkent, and look at the treaty was signed, an agreement was signed between Lal Bahadur Shastri and his counterpart, Lal Bahadur Shastri and Ayub Khan. When the basic concept in the agreement is they are going to live in peace and they are going to exchange the conquered territories. Mutual exchange of conquered territories. If any Pakistani territories are under the occupation of India, they are going to be returned, or any Indian territory under the Pakistan occupation, it will be. So it's a mutual exchange of conquered territories. The most important point to be noted is the treaty, Tashkent Treaty was signed on 10th January 1966. The next day, Lal Bahadur Shastri died in Tashkent itself due to heart attack. 11th January, the next day, Lal Bahadur Shastri died in Tashkent itself. There are many rumors about his death, and some people say that he had been given poison and all, but medical reports and all say it was just a heart attack, natural death of Lal Bahadur Shastri. Somehow, there are many things behind it. Right, friend, this is the information on 1965 war. Third war is 1971 war, which is called Bangladesh Liberation War. Before I give the information on the war, let me talk about what is this Bangladesh issue. You might be knowing about the idea of Pakistan. There was a demand from Muslim League Party. I'm talking about during freedom struggle. Muhammad Ali Jinnah was demanding that they wanted a separate Muslim country with all Muslim majority areas. Finally, it was accepted. And the British said, yes, you are going to be given a separate country with all Muslim majority areas. But look at, unfortunately, the Muslim majority areas in India are found mostly in northwest, here, and northeast. Muslim majority areas in India mostly found in northwest and northeast. Now, the idea of Pakistan is the Muslim majority area should be given to it. Now, the situation was such that Pakistan should be created in two different geographical units, having no geographical connection. Though the formation was so illogical, unscientific, irrational, but it was done. Pakistan was created in two parts, having India in between. Pakistan, east to Pakistan. They never bothered about the transport and communication system. Look at roadways and railways. To connect these two are not possible because India will never allow them to develop roadways and railways, which were the most popular transport system at that point of time. Airways were not developed at that point of time, and you have only waterways. Now, how do you move from West Pakistan to East Pakistan? And look at, you should enter into Arabian Sea. Then from Arabian Sea, you enter into Indian Ocean. And you have Sri Lanka, and because of Rama Setu, you cannot move this way. You cannot move this way because of Rama Setu. So you have to take the entire round around Sri Lanka, then enter into Bay of Bengal and go to East Pakistan. This is how you have to move from, by sailing across the three seas. Very difficult it was. And above all, the people of East Pakistan have different culture, different language, and different identity. Pakistan had clearly proven that a state created on the name of religion will not survive. Religion alone cannot make the people to get united. It has been, you should learn the lessons from it. The people of different language and cultures and different races were brought into Pakistan. And look at, we have Pashtuns in Pakistan, Pashtuns. Mostly Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Afghans, Pashtuns. In India, we call them Pathans. These people are Afghans. We have Baluchis. We have Sindhis. We have Bengalis. And we have Punjabis. All these people had been brought into Pakistan on the basis that all these people follow the same religion. But do you think this religion called Islam kept them united? No. Now these people are fighting for independence. Already Bengalis have gone. It became Bangladesh. And Sindhis are fighting right now to have a separate country from them. They want Sindhu Desh. They wanted a separate country from them. And Balochistan, you know how they are fighting against the Pakistani army. If not today, tomorrow, Balochistan is going to come out of Pakistan. And now the Pashtuns, most of the Talibans belong to the Pashtun tribe and they want a separate country. Otherwise, they want to join Afghanistan, but not Pakistan. So it has been proven clearly the religion cannot keep the people united. Please learn a lesson. We Indians should know that some people are talking about Hindu Rashtra, which cannot survive because though majority of the Indians are Hindus, but they belong to different cultures, different languages, different traditions. Bengalis and Biharis cannot have the same culture and Rajasthanis and Kerala people are not going to have the same thing. Look at. But point is they are Hindus. The way Pakistan failed, which was created on the name of a religion, and look at, you cannot create a nation on the basis of religion. You please respect its heterogeneity. Otherwise, the things are going to be very, very dangerous. So I'd say the very creation of Pakistan is illogical. I tell you the Bengalis, we call them East Pakistanis, have a distinct culture, distinct language. There has been complete domination of these Punjabis. Even today in Pakistan, Pakistani government is actually made of Punjabis and Pakistani commanders, military commanders are from Punjab and all higher officials are Punjab and there is excessive domination of Punjabis. That is one of the reasons why all other people, wanted to come out of Pakistan. Excessive domination of Punjabis, the bureaucrats, the rulers, military officers, all of them are Punjabis. Even terrorists are also mostly Punjabis. When Muhammad Ali Jinnah I am talking about, 1947-48, he declared Urdu as official language. There has been huge resistance from East Pakistan. They say we are not going to accept Urdu. Urdu is your language and we have our Bengali. We have a distinct language. When the government of India says Hindi is going to be the national language, Tamilians say no, we are not going to accept it. Don't try to impose one's language over the other people, which is very dangerous. Respect the heterogeneity, respect the diversity, and to have a better climate and living climate in the country. So there had been an effort to impose Urdu and then the East Pakistanis revolted. In December 1970, elections were held for Pakistan's National Assembly. The parliament is called National Assembly. Elections were conducted in December 1970. In this election, Awami League Party, there is a party in East Pakistan. East Pakistan is today's Bangladesh, Awami League. This party was founded by the freedom fighter Mujibur Rahman, father of nation, and he happened to be the father of Sheikh Hasina, the deposed prime minister who is taking shelter right now in India. So Mujibur Rahman's Awami League Party won a wonderful landslide victory. Almost every seat in East Pakistan was won by Awami League and Awami League got sufficient majority to form a government. But look at these Punjabis never allow the Bengalis to come and form the government. So how these fellows, East Pakistanis fellows come and govern the West Pakistan. So the dictator at that time was Yahya Khan. He outrightly rejected and he dismissed these elections and National Assembly and all. Yahya Khan never allowed Mujibur Rahman to come. Actually, he was voted to power, look at, but Yahya Khan dismissed the National Assembly. He did not allow Mujibur Rahman to form the government. Then that turned to a freedom struggle. The East Pakistanis wanted a separate country for them. When riots broke out in East Pakistan, the Pakistan employed large number of forces. It sent a large number of forces and they did many atrocities. Genocide, I can say that there was genocide. These Pakistani forces carried the genocide in East Pakistan at that point of time and thousands of Bangladeshis had been killed. Against this, the Bangladesh youth formed Mukti Bahini, a militia called Mukti Bahini, to fight against the Pakistani soldiers. And look at the problem of India. Nearly 10 million Bangladeshis came to India as refugees. 1 crore people, and India finding it very difficult to accommodate 1 crore people who migrated from East to Pakistan. Then Indira Gandhi, the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, decided to support the Bangladeshis. Indira Gandhi allowed these Bangladeshis to create a government. A government was created in India, that is government in exile. Then Indian forces gave complete support to Mukti Bahini. Then taking this as an excuse, Pakistanis organized airstrikes on India. At least on 8 Air Force stations of India, the Pakistani conducted raids, attacks. Then that converted into a full-fledged war in 1971. So we have a war in 1971. It was in December 1971. We have full-fledged war. Indian soldiers went into Dhaka in support of Mukti Bahini, Indian soldiers. India joined the Mukti Bahini and they defeated the Pakistani forces. On both fronts, East and Western front, the Pakistan was defeated. And look at it, was on 16th December 1971, 93,000 Pakistani soldiers surrendered Indian army. 93,000. And this is considered to be the biggest surrender since Second World War. 93,000 Pakistani soldiers just dropped the guns and surrendered to India. This is how Pakistan faced the disgraceful defeat. As a result, East Pakistan became Bangladesh. And look at, India made several sacrifices to make Bangladesh independent. Pakistanis conducted many atrocities. Thousands of people were killed, and today what the UNIS government is doing in Bangladesh, they are coming very close to Pakistan once they carried the genocide and forgetting India, which helped them. After the war, Shimla agreement was signed between the two countries. The Shimla agreement is going to be very important. On 2nd July 1972, Shimla agreement. Indira Gandhi and Zulfikar Khan Bhutto, Zulfikar Ali Khan Bhutto, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. So her counterpart of Pakistan, they signed Shimla agreement, and which is going to be very, very important. What are the important points in Shimla agreement? 1. Exchange of territories, conquered territories. Mutual exchange of conquered territories. If any Pakistani territories are conquered by India or Indian territories are conquered by Pakistan, they should be exchanged. Exchange of prisoners of war. Prisoners of war should be exchanged. All disputes should be resolved through bilateral discussions. Very, very important point here. There should not be third party. There are many issues between India and Pakistan, so many issues, and all those issues should be discussed in a peaceful manner through bilateral negotiation. Bilateral in the sense only two parties, and there should not be third party to be involved. Third party should not come and interfere. Peaceful coexistence. Both countries should live in peace. Respect LOC, line of control, should be respected. Respect the territorial integrity and sovereignty. Both should respect each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty. So these are the important points in Shimla agreement. And look at in the recent war 2025, Pakistan, when Indian government said we are not going to, give the Indus water to Pakistan, and Pakistan declared they are not going to honor Shimla agreement. They are coming out of Shimla agreement. The Pakistan declared. So Pakistan wants the America and some other people to interfere. India says no. It's a bilateral only. Third party will not be. Donald Trump says, I'll come and I'll solve the problem. We say no, we have Shimla agreement and we don't allow the third party into that. Right, friend, this is actually what happened in 1971. The fourth war is 1919 Kargil War. Actually, it was not a full-fledged war. Kargil War was not a kind of infiltration and we expelled them. Undeclared war. It was a kind of undeclared war. So in the winter 1999, the Pakistani soldiers entered into Kargil. In the extreme cold conditions, they occupied many strategically important areas. The idea was to cut off the road link between Ladakh and Jammu Kashmir. You might be knowing Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh are connected through Kargil. If Kargil is captured, and Ladakh and Jammu Kashmir are going to be disconnected completely. So this is actually what happened. Interestingly, the then Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif says he was not aware of this. This is the democracy we have in Pakistan. So without the notice of Prime Minister, elected Prime Minister, this operation had been taken, because here we have always domination of military officers. General Parvez Musharraf, this fellow took up this Kargil issue. Musharraf. General Musharraf, without the notice of Nawaz Sharif, have taken, and they name Parvez Musharraf have given the name to this occupation of Kargil as Operation Badr. Then Indian government retaliated, and we named our operation to expel these Pakistani infiltrators as Operation Vijay. So it is with the Operation Vijay, the Pakistani soldiers had been expelled, and we scored a wonderful victory over Pakistan. And all the, the important strategical locations captured by Pakistani soldiers were liberated. So Operation Vijay had been very, very successful. After Kargil War, in a military coup d'etat, you might be knowing, Nawaz Sharif was dismissed and power was captured by this Parvez Musharraf. This is the kind of democracy which is functioning in Pakistan. Lastly, 2025 post-Pahalgam War. For 4 days, we have a war which we named Operation Sindur. Again, it is not a full-fledged war. We have mutual attacks for 4 days, and it happened after Pahalgam issue. You might be knowing what happened in Pahalgam, which is a very popular tourist destination in Kashmir, in Anantnag district. Look at the 3 Pakistani terrorists entered and they killed 26 innocent Hindu males. Deliberately, they separated the Hindus and Muslims and targeted the Hindu males. One of the ideas was to create Hindu-Muslim conflicts in India. So Hindus are going to be so angry and they would attack the Muslims and Muslim attack. So they wanted to create the communal clashes by doing this. But Indians have shown they gave a wonderful message to the Pakistan that we are united. Hindu and Muslims joined the hands and they have demonstrated the solidarity. So after this attack, after the death of 26 innocent people, the Indian government launched Operation Sindur. Almost 8 terrorist camps, mostly in Punjab, had been destroyed in Operation Sindur, and Pakistan retaliated, and it was about to emerge as a full-fledged war. Donald Trump announced the ceasefire between the two. After 4 days, there was a ceasefire, and Donald Trump says that he has done it by giving a warning to both the states that economic sanctions will be imposed. So that fellow was trying to take the entire credit of stopping the war. But Indian government denied that Donald Trump, we never listened to Donald Trump. It was Pakistan which requested to stop the war. Then we have done it. Somehow, the India had shown its military might to the Pakistan, and Indian Prime Minister told if any terrorist attack on any part of India, in any part of India would be considered a war. So a strong warning had been given to Pakistan. Right, friend, this is how we have conflicts, we have wars with Pakistan since the bifurcation of India, the partition of India, 1947 to 2025. Right, friend, this is actually the part 2 of our topic, Indo-Pak relations. Definitely, it is going to be very much helpful for you. I told you, I'm trying to blend the history with the present development so that you'll get a proper idea about it.